What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. The title of this clip says, Racist Girl Shocks Brian with Her Opinion on White People. And I think it's going to shock you as well, because this girl is basically making the claim that white people cannot experience racism even if it's blatant. Even if you get fired by a black person or an Asian person just because you're white, this woman says that is not a form of racism. It's absolutely delusional. But guys, before we play the clip, hit the like button down below. And of course, if you are brand new, hit the subscribe button and stay to the end. We're going to get into the comment section.
Also, if I have a boss and he is Latino and he fires me because he's black, just because he is higher up than me does not mean that that was racist. So it was wrong. It wasn't right. He would get in trouble for it, but
wait, it's not racist?
It wasn't.
Wait, not racist?
No, it wasn't racist. It was prejudice because it wasn't systemic.
Well, can I ask
Systematic racism is one thing and racism is another.
It's just
I can say I don't like you because you're this or whatever. That doesn't mean I have the power to change your life. I can say I don't like nobody in here because of their color, but if it can't impact how they move and how they can take care of themselves, there's no power behind it. The power in it is I'm hurting your feelings. Systematic racism is when they create redlining and unfair banking practices to prevent people from upward mobility. Those are not the same things. What the hell is you talking about?
I want to say racism is...
They're both racism. I don't care how you categorize it. Systemic racism or just racism because you just don't like the person's skin color. You don't like them as a person. They're both racism. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's systemic or not. It's racism, period.
Just ignorance. It's not power. It's just of like not knowing.
Yeah, systematic racism is not the same as racism.
To people, you don't want to understand other sides. You just...
I see what he's trying to say, but they're both racism. You can't just say systemic racism. I mean, it has the word racism in it, and racism are two different things. No, they're both racism. It's the same exact thing.
Check out a whole group.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Hypothetical scenario. A group of black men beat up a white person because he's white. Is that racism?
It's wrong, but they are not racist.
Okay. And then, so I'm trying to figure out the hierarchies.
Technically.
What about what if he's Asian?
Let's look up the definition.
No, what if he's
Asian? I think she's talking about like the actual definition versus like what people's interpretation of the word is.
A group of
group
of Asian men beat up a black person because he's black. Is that racist?
No.
So wait, a group of white people.
I'm going off of the definition. So if we want to be technical, that's true.
A group of white people beat up a black person. Racist, right?
You see, she won't even say yeah, right? She won't verbally confirm it because she knows internally what she's saying is idiotic and it doesn't make any sense. That's why she's just nodding her head when he asked her that.
Only group that can be racist towards black people then is white people?
We're in the U.S.
Huh?
I'm a mixed kid and that is not true. No.
This conversation is just taking... We're gone. I'm not trying to speak for you, but I think you're talking about the literal definition of racism versus prejudice.
I want to say I'm mixed. My white side hates my black side. My black side hates the white side. They hate each other.
So if I were to go over there and slap her just because I say I don't like white people, that's not racist.
I'm talking about the literal definition.
What is
She doesn't know the definition.
Literal definition.
What is the literal definition?
That's what I just said. Look it up.
But what is racist to you? What is racist to you?
Look up the definition.
I'm not asking to look up the definition. Obviously I can, but I'm asking
Go
you.
off, queen.
I'm asking you, what is your definition of racism?
Just look up the definition.
I'm black. I don't need to look up the definition of racism.
We're just asking what's yours.
I'm asking you, what is your,
I'm telling you to look up the definition and read it. Okay, then don't come at me.
What is your definition? Not the dictionary's definition. Your
dictionary, not the dictionary. I wasn't correcting. I was just.
Also, we got it.
What is it? What you got?
Because what she's saying is really disturbing because it's like the boy who cried wolf. There's real racist situations that'll be ignored because of the goofy shit you just said. That don't make no damn sense. Systematic racism. If I'm black and somebody from the neighborhood that's white and we say, yo, get out of here, white boy, and beat him up, That's racist. Is it systematically racism? No, because we don't have a system backing us to prevent them from upward mobility. But discrimination.
That's a lie. That's a lie. Because if you were to ask her, well, whoever, the chick up there, if you were to ask her, well, do you believe DEI or affirmative action is racism? Because that's systemic, right? That is a system put in place to discriminate against an individual based on their skin color. So if you were to ask her, I guarantee you, if they were to ask her, hey, do you believe that DEI and affirmative action is racism? She would say no. It's not racism, because we're trying to reverse the racism that happened, 100 years ago, 50 years ago, whatever the case might be. But that's the definition that she's using now to say that only white people can be racist because of systems that are in place. But DEI and affirmative action are actual systems that are put in place right now, currently, as we speak. Trump had to actually reverse all of this stuff, which is a system that discriminates against white people. That is racism. So the system does exist, and white people can be discriminated against, and white people can experience racism whether it's systemic or not. They're both racism. Whether there's a system that upholds it or you just hate somebody as an individual because of their skin color, they're both racism. I mean, I don't understand how clueless these people are.
Anybody based on race, gender, or any
it's discrimination.
It's racism because it's based on their race. It's discrimination when you're saying I don't like you because I don't like what you're wearing. I don't like your shirt. That's discrimination. But if I'm doing it basically solely based on race, it's racism. So racism, prejudice, discrimination, or antagonism by an individual, community, or institution against a person or people.
Individual. You see that there? That's the word that she does not understand. An individual can be racist to somebody as well just because of their skin color. And it also says systemic, a system that upholds it. Same thing.
On the basis of their membership in a particular racial or ethnic group, typically one that is minority or marginalized. The belief that different races possess distinct characteristics, abilities, or qualities, especially so as to distinguish them as inferior or superior to one another. So what are you talking about?
Okay, now look up who can be racist.
Anybody. We don't have to look it up. We're grown.
She's stupid. He just literally read the definition. And she said, well, look up who could be racist. Wait, what do you mean? There's is there research done that determined that only this certain group of people could be racist? Where's that answer to that question? Well, look up who could be racist. That is the dumbest thing to ask to look up. That's so crazy.
You
tell us. No, you tell us.
No, I'm asking you to look it up.
We don't have to.
I'm asking you to look it up.
Yeah, but it's
use your brain.
Everybody can be racist.
No, but it's your claim. It's your claim. So who can be racist?
Black people?
I already
You're
told
racist
you.
based on the goofy shit you just said.
Exactly.
Okay,
you just said that white people only be racist. That don't make no sense.
Let's not attack each other on this.
That's just goofy though, because people only be getting messed up over real racism. This is not it.
Into the mic. Wait. Why don't you tell us who can be racist?
I already said my opinion.
Wait, here, I'll ask them. Can Asian people be racist?
I'm not going to say anything else because you guys are attacking me, so it doesn't really matter what I have to say.
No, I'm asking for clarification.
No, don't do that because you're like,
oh, you don't want anything from me over here. I'm gonna let you have it, and over there, I'm gonna let you.
Wow.
Okay, guys. So, okay. Just answer the question. I'm not attacking you. I'm trying to.
No, I think I'm done with that.
I'm trying to understand your worldview. Okay. Can Asian people be racist?
I told you I'm done.
Leave.
Well, that's intellectual cowardice.
Right.
No, because
how about we?
I haven't attacked you.
How about a different question?
Well, okay, fine.
Do you view the word prejudice in the way that he said? So he said.
That was the definition.
Hold on. Can I?
Go ahead.
Thank you.
Oh my God.
You said racism versus systematic racism in your comparison, and she said racism versus prejudice. Do you align your version of prejudice to his version of regular racism?
Correct.
That's what I'm trying to say. You guys are talking about the same thing, just using different words for it.
They're definitely not talking about the same thing.
But that's sisterhood. That's that sisterhood shit. That's the sisterhood.
They're definitely not talking about that.
I know not.
She just tried to say no.
I'm saying.
I was gonna say they're not.
But that's the shit they be trying to do. You want to tag her in because you're trying to defend her. Let her defend her own argument. She didn't make no damn sense. It didn't make no sense.
Ganged up on, and she's
It's not making sense.
What I was taught in school was that racism is systematic.
We're still
Well,
going.
that is wrong. It is wrong. It is very wrong.
All right,
It is
man.
absolutely 100% wrong. This is 2024. It is wrong.
Go off.
That is wrong. Like,
What did you learn on your own? Do you have a library? Have you Googled anything? Have you bought a book to teach you what it is instead of just listening to what people say? Like, what study have you done on your own?
Two black people versus one black person.
That's why I asked you to look up the definition.
We did.
He did.
And we just read it
He
to
read
you.
it to you.
That wasn't my notes.
I gotta sit this one out.
Well,
You guys gotta-
obviously.
No, I'm good, man. I'm good.
Shit.
I'm tired.
Yeah, so there you have it, guys. Absolutely nonsense. That is your average Kamala Harris voter. That is your average black women in America today. That's 92% of the black women that voted for Kamala Harris believe and think in the way that this woman thinks. Victimhood. She's just a victim, and that she's the only one that can be a victim is somebody that looks like her skin color. Absolute nonsense. And she's getting roasted in the comment section for what she said. And the first comment says, sadly, she is eligible to serve on a jury and vote. I mean, sadly, she probably voted for Kamala Harris. I guarantee it. She voted for Kamala Harris. Somebody says, I love how when people start calling out her stupidity, she totally shuts down and plays the victim. That's what they're good at. Somebody says, this is what indoctrination looks like. The fact that she said she learned all of this in school because it was taught to her should have people terrified and concerned about what exactly it is these schools are teaching our kids. 100%. This woman is brainwashed. Somebody says it's so frustrating when you can see they know the morally correct answer. Remember, I pointed that out. That's why she just nodded her head when he asked her, because she didn't want to say it verbally because she knows morally it sounds horrible. But flat out refused to say it because that would mean getting their feminist card revoked. Somebody says she knew she got caught. She just refused to say it. I wonder if these people like go back and watch these interviews that they go on and read the comments as well. Somebody says she's acting as though slavery was abolished yesterday. That's how they all act. That's literally how majority of these Kamala Harris voters, these Democrats, act, as if like slavery was yesterday, as if like they're slaves themselves. Somebody says it's sad because she doesn't even know the definition of racism. She refused to give her own definition. And that's how you know she knew she was wrong or was not confident in her answer. 100%. It says, this is how your tax dollars are being spent at public universities. Sad. Somebody says, anybody can be racist. Why is that so hard to understand? Well, that's because they were taught, once again, in these schools that white people are the only ones that can be racist because they're the majority. And that's the excuse that they use, is that, well, minorities technically can't be racist because they don't uphold the system that could hold them back. But that's not necessarily the only definition of racism. That's just a part of systemic racism. But if you just discriminate against somebody on an individual basis because of their skin color, whether there's a system to back you or not, that is still racism. Any type of prejudice or hate or discrimination against an individual because of their skin color is racism. That is just a point blank, period definition of it. So let me know what you guys think. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you enjoyed the content. Let's talk about what she said in the comment section. And of course, guys, if you are brand new, consider hitting the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.